What happens when the most dangerous man in WWE history decides loyalty means nothing? What happens when a handshake turns into a suplex? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE Sphere, and we need to talk about what Brock Lesnar just did to Drew McIntyre after Wargames. This wasn't just an attack. This was a statement. This was betrayal at its absolute worst, and the WWE landscape will never be the same. I'm about to break down every single detail of this shocking moment, why it happened, and what it means for the future. So hit that subscribe button, because you're not going to want to miss a second of this. Before we dive into the chaos that unfolded, we need to set the stage. Wargames had just concluded, and what a night it was. Two massive steel cages, 10 superstars pushing their bodies to the absolute limit, and the WWE Universe on the edge of their seats from bell to bell. Drew McIntyre had just survived one of the most brutal matches of his career. The Scottish Warrior gave everything he had inside that unforgiving structure. Blood, sweat, and pure determination defined his performance. And when the dust settled, Drew stood tall, exhausted but victorious alongside his team. Now here's where things get interesting. In the weeks leading up to Wargames, there were whispers. Rumors of Brock Lesnar potentially aligning with certain superstars. Some people speculated the Beast incarnate might show respect to Drew McIntyre, a fellow hard-hitting powerhouse who's never backed down from anyone. There seemed to be a mutual understanding between these two warriors, a fighter's respect if you will. But in WWE, respect can evaporate in seconds. Trust can be shattered with one devastating move. And that's exactly what happened in a moment that left the entire WWE universe absolutely stunned. The arena was still buzzing from the Wargames conclusion. Medical personnel were checking on the competitors. Drew McIntyre was near the entrance ramp, catching his breath after giving everything in that cage. The crowd was celebrating, replaying the highlight moments in their minds. Then the music hit, that unmistakable entrance theme that makes everyone in the building stand up and take notice. Brock Lesnar emerged, and the atmosphere completely shifted. Paul Heyman wasn't with him, which should have been the first red flag. When the Beast comes alone, it's never for a friendly conversation. Lesnar walked down that ramp with purpose. His eyes locked on Drew McIntyre. The Scottish Warrior, battle-worn but still standing, turned to face the Beast. There was a moment where it looked like acknowledgement between two fighters. McIntyre, being the proud warrior he is, didn't back down. He stood his ground, staring directly at Lesnar. What happened next shocked everyone. Lesnar extended his hand, a sign of respect, a recognition of Drew's toughness. The WWE Universe held its collective breath. McIntyre, cautious but honorable, reached out to accept the gesture. That's when Brock struck. In one explosive motion, Lesnar grabbed Drew's hand and pulled him straight into a devastating clothesline that nearly took the Scottish Warrior's head off. The crowd's reaction was instant: shock, disbelief, and those boos that shake the rafters. This wasn't just an attack. This was premeditated. This was calculated. But Brock wasn't finished. Not even close. Lesnar lifted the exhausted McIntyre and delivered a thunderous F5 right on the entrance ramp. The impact echoed throughout the arena. Drew's body crashed down with sickening force. Remember, this is after McIntyre had just gone through absolute hell in Wargames. He had nothing left in the tank, and Lesnar knew it. The Beast circled like a predator, that unsettling smile creeping across his face. He lifted Drew again, this time hoisting him up for a massive German suplex that sent the Scottish Warrior crashing into the barricade. Security and referees rushed the scene, but what can they really do against Brock Lesnar? The man is an absolute force of nature. Lesnar stood over the fallen McIntyre, raised his fists in the air, and soaked in those boos like they fueled him. The message was crystal clear. Nobody is safe, respect means nothing, and the Beast does whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Now we need to ask the million-dollar question: why? Why would Brock Lesnar target Drew McIntyre specifically? Why wait until after Wargames? Let me break down the most compelling theories circulating among the WWE Universe. Even though Paul Heyman wasn't physically present during the attack, his fingerprints might be all over this. Heyman is a master manipulator, a strategic genius who thinks 10 steps ahead. Could he have identified Drew McIntyre as a threat to Brock's dominance? McIntyre has been on an absolute tear, defeating top-tier opponents and positioning himself as a legitimate main event powerhouse. Eliminating Drew before he becomes too dangerous makes perfect strategic sense. Brock Lesnar didn't become a multi-time world champion by fighting fair. He became a legend by capitalizing on opportunity. Drew McIntyre after Wargames was the perfect target, vulnerable, exhausted, and unable to mount any real defense. This attack sends a message to the entire locker room: if Brock can do this to someone as tough as Drew, nobody is safe. It's psychological warfare at its finest. Here's something many fans might have forgotten. Several months ago, Drew McIntyre made comments about being the fighting champion that WWE deserves. Some interpreted those comments as shots at Brock's part-time status and his tendency to hold championships hostage. Lesnar doesn't forget disrespect. The Beast has a long memory, and revenge is a dish best served with an F5. Let's talk championships. Both Drew and Brock exist in that upper echelon where title opportunities are always within reach. With the Royal Rumble approaching and WrestleMania season on the horizon, Lesnar might be eliminating competition before the real games begin. Take out a dangerous opponent now, and your path to championship gold becomes significantly clearer. Never underestimate the possibility that Brock Lesnar simply wanted to hurt someone, and Drew McIntyre happened to be there. The Beast thrives on destruction. He doesn't always need elaborate reasoning or complex motivations. Sometimes, Brock just wants to remind everyone why he's called the most dangerous man in WWE history. This attack changes everything, and the ripple effects will be felt for months. Let's break down the major implications. For Drew McIntyre, this is personal now. The Scottish Warrior has faced every type of opponent imaginable, but betrayal after surviving Wargames. That cuts deep. Drew isn't someone who lets things slide. He's going to want revenge, and when McIntyre seeks vengeance, it's must-see television. Expect the Scottish Warrior to come back harder, angrier, and more dangerous than ever before. For Brock Lesnar, this attack re-establishes him as the apex predator of WWE. Recently, we've seen other dominant forces emerge, but this reminds everyone that when the Beast decides to strike, nobody can stop him. This could be the beginning of a destructive path leading straight to championship gold. For the WWE locker room, nobody can feel safe anymore. If Brock will attack Drew McIntyre without provocation, who's next? This creates an atmosphere of tension and unpredictability. Every superstar now has to watch their back, wondering if they'll be the Beast's next victim. The potential matches here are absolutely incredible. Drew versus Brock at the Royal Rumble. A grudge match that would absolutely tear the house down. Maybe we see this feud carry all the way to WrestleMania, where McIntyre finally gets his revenge on the grandest stage of them all. And what about Paul Heyman's role moving forward? Is he orchestrating something bigger? Could we see other superstars align with or against Lesnar? The storytelling possibilities are endless, and that's what makes WWE so compelling. The WWE universe has been absolutely electric with reactions. Social media exploded immediately after this attack. Fans couldn't believe what they just witnessed. Some fans are calling this one of the most shocking betrayals in recent WWE history, ranking it alongside legendary moments of treachery that we'll never forget. The hashtags started trending instantly, with fans debating whether this makes Brock the ultimate villain or just reinforces why he's so captivating to watch. Others are excited about the potential feud between two of WWE's hardest hitters. When you put Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar in a program together, you're guaranteed bone-crushing action and storytelling that keeps you invested every single week. There's also a contingent of fans analyzing every detail, looking for hidden clues about what's coming next. Was there a signal we missed? Did someone in the back orchestrate this? The WWE universe loves playing detective, and this attack has given them plenty to investigate. What we can all agree on is that WWE just got a whole lot more interesting, and both superstars are about to take us on one unforgettable ride. So there you have it, folks. Brock Lesnar's betrayal of respect and his vicious attack on Drew McIntyre after Wargames. This is the moment that changes everything, and we're here for every single second of it. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Drew McIntyre will get his revenge? Was Paul Heyman pulling the strings behind the scenes? Who should Brock target next? Let's get that discussion going because your opinions matter, and this community is what makes WWE Sphere special. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. We cover every major WWE moment, bring you the best analysis, and keep you updated on everything happening in the world of professional wrestling. Check out the cards appearing on screen right now for more incredible WWE content, including our predictions for upcoming pay-per-views and exclusive interviews with industry insiders. The beast has been unleashed, the Scottish Warrior wants vengeance, and we'll be covering every explosive moment right here on WWE Sphere. Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and never stop believing in the power of professional wrestling. This is WWE Sphere, and we'll see you in the next one.